When we dive into the episode 11 preview of ABO Desire the series, one thing becomes very clear: the drama is about to take a sharp emotional turn, and the character at the center of this storm is Shen Wenlang. For 10 episodes we've seen him as a figure of power and control, sometimes cold, sometimes caring, but always rational. Yet in this preview, his insensitivity and blindness to the truth about Gaotu stand out in a way that's going to hit viewers hard. Let's break down exactly what's going on and why this moment could become a turning point for the series. The preview immediately sets the tone with Gaotu, who has been showing strange behavior recently. He's been asking for time off without clear reasons, avoiding work, and carrying a heaviness that no one seems to understand. To us as viewers, it's painfully obvious that something deeper is going on. Gaotu isn't just being lazy or distracted, he's struggling because he is carrying Shen Wenlang's child. That's right, the beta assistant who has always been by Shen's side since their student days, the one who knows Shen better than anyone else, is the one who is actually pregnant. But here's the heartbreaking twist: Shen Wenlang doesn't know. Instead, Shen has convinced himself that Gaotu's sudden resignation and odd conversations about fertility are about Gaotu's supposed omega partner. When Gaotu suddenly brings up children in conversation, Shen doesn't stop to think, doesn't dig deeper, doesn't notice the pain in his eyes. Instead, Shen laughs in disbelief and irritation when he later reads Gaotu's resignation letter, which says he's stepping down to take care of his pregnant omega partner. Shen interprets this at face value, not realizing that Gaotu is talking about himself. Shen doesn't pause to connect the dots, even though the signs are right in front of him. This is where Shen Wenlang's insensitivity really shines through, and not in a good way. His character flaw, which has been hinted at throughout the series, finally comes into full view. Shen is intelligent, successful, and admired, but he can also be self-centered and emotionally detached. He sees Gaotu as his loyal secretary, his quiet shadow, the beta who follows him like a tail and never asks for much. Shen has never really considered Gaotu's inner world, his struggles, or his feelings. That's why when Gaotu suddenly changes, Shen feels irritated rather than concerned. Instead of asking, "What's wrong?" he mocks the idea. Instead of noticing that Gaotu is pale, nervous, and carrying a huge burden, he assumes it's all about someone else. This is heartbreaking for viewers who have been rooting for Gaotu. We've seen his loyalty since the beginning, the way he supports Shen silently, the way he suppresses his own feelings, and the way he sacrifices everything just to stand by Shen's side. To discover that he's now carrying Shen's child but cannot tell him directly, and worse, to see Shen dismiss his actions as a joke, is gut-wrenching. Gaotu's quiet resignation isn't just about leaving his job. It's about stepping away from Shen Wenlang entirely because he feels he can't get the understanding and care he deserves. The preview also highlights how Gaotu is going crazy recently. He's not behaving like his usual calm and taciturn self. But who wouldn't? Imagine being a beta in a world dominated by alpha and omega dynamics, suddenly carrying the child of the alpha you've been in love with for years, and knowing that alpha doesn't even realize the truth. Gaotu's decision to leave isn't irrational. It's the only way he knows to protect himself and his unborn child. But of course, because Shen Wenlang never takes the time to ask or listen, he just assumes Gaotu is abandoning him for another relationship. Shen's laughter in the preview is especially telling. He laughs not out of joy but out of anger, a kind of disbelief that Gaotu could dare to resign after being so loyal for so long. He interprets Gaotu's actions as betrayal. But really, Shen is betraying Gaotu by not recognizing his pain, by not understanding the hidden message behind his resignation, and by not realizing that Gaotu's conversations about children were actually a cry for help. This scene is a masterclass in dramatic irony. We as the audience know the truth, but Shen doesn't, and his blindness makes us frustrated and emotional. Another important point is how this misunderstanding deepens the tragic tension between them. Shen believes Gaotu is leaving him for someone else, and in his pride, he refuses to chase after him. Meanwhile, Gao Tu is leaving because he feels abandoned by Shen emotionally, even while carrying his child. It's a situation filled with unspoken truths, and it's going to explode sooner or later. The preview makes us wonder, how will Shen react when he finally learns that Gao Tu is the one pregnant, not some imaginary Omega partner? Will he feel guilt, anger, or desperation? The brilliance of this episode's preview lies in how it sets up both characters for transformation. For Gao Tu, it's a step toward independence and self-preservation. He's finally making a choice for himself and his child, even if it means leaving behind the man he's loved for years. For Shen Wenlang, it's a chance to confront his own flaws. His insensitivity, his pride, and his failure to see beyond the surface have brought him to this point. If he wants to repair his relationship with Gao Tu, he will have to change, to learn empathy, and to finally recognize the love and sacrifices Gao Tu has made for him. As viewers, we're left with so many questions after watching this preview. Will Shen realize the truth before it's too late? Will Gao Tu allow him back into his life once the secret is revealed? And most importantly, what does this mean for their future as a couple and as a family? This is the kind of emotional build-up that keeps audiences hooked to BL dramas. It's not just about romance anymore, it's about responsibility, growth, and the painful realities of relationships where miscommunication and pride get in the way. Episode 11 is shaping up to be one of the most emotional episodes yet. It's going to test Shen Wenlang's character in ways we haven't seen before. Will he stay cold and dismissive, or will he finally wake up to the truth and fight for Gao Tu? And for Gao Tu, will he find the courage to raise his child with or without Shen, and finally claim the respect and recognition he deserves? The preview leaves us hanging on these questions, but one thing is certain, this is the turning point of the series. Shen's insensitivity has pushed Gao Tu away, but it has also set the stage for redemption, reconciliation, or possibly heartbreak. Whichever direction the writers choose, Episode 11 promises to deliver raw emotion, high stakes, and the kind of drama that makes ABO desire the series unforgettable.